As a highly sensitive person, Christmas is beautiful and it's a joyful time of year. But for many of us, it can also be incredibly overstimulating. By the time the festivities actually arrive, I'm often already tired. I'm emotionally sensitive and I'm more reactive than usual. And if you're a highly sensitive person too, then you will probably know this feeling. Walking into rooms where you sense the energy of every person in the room. You're picking up on emotional cues of the various personalities around you. You're taking in a lot of sensory input like noise and lights and just overstimulation that most people would probably not even notice. You can even pick up on the lack of energy in the room, which for a highly sensitive person can also be very taxing and tricky for a very sensitive nervous system. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on what I'm doing to help protect my own energy as a highly sensitive person so that I can bring more calm and joy into the Christmas season. So I'm not feeling so reactive when triggers come up, and I'll have tools in my toolkit to help me navigate this season with ease and joy and love so that I can be present for the ones that I love and I can enjoy the holiday season without feeling too derailed by all of the overstimulation that just naturally come with this time of year. So in full transparency, some of the tips that I'm going to share with you, some of them I have been working on for years and I feel like I've mastered them almost at this point, and some of them I'm still working through. So I want to give you some of the things that I'm already doing that I've done in past Christmases to help me navigate this season with a little more calm and a little more ease, and some things that I'm going to be doing differently this year to help me manage some of the more trickier things that I tend to struggle with year after year. I'm very sensitive to dynamics. I'm very sensitive to energy. I'm sensitive to personalities and picking up on the emotional cues that many people miss or don't even notice. I'm sensitive to overindulgence, and because this is a less grounding time of year for me, I'm more out of my routine. I'm indulging in foods and drink that I don't normally have on a regular basis. I'm around a lot more people, which can feel very overwhelming for me after an extended period of time. All of these things can quietly and will quietly impact my mood, my energy, and how resourced I feel during this time of year. So instead of pushing through and hoping for the best like I have done year after year, which often doesn't work out well in retrospect, I'm approaching this Christmas with intention and being very purposeful in the way that I show up and managing and protecting my own energy so that as a highly sensitive person, I've talked about having ADHD on my channel before. So you'll know if you're a neurodivergent person yourself or you have children who are neurodivergent, you will understand the importance of being regulated over the holidays, being present, and being kind to yourself. So I hope that these tips will help you give yourself the gift of calm this holiday season for not just your family, but for you as well. Okay, so the first step and the first thing that I recommend is just having awareness about some of the things that are actually going to trigger you. So looking back in past Christmases, what kind of trips you up? What gets you really dysregulated? What gets you very overstimulated? What leaves you feeling very agitated or puts your nervous system either in a state of fight, flight, or freeze, or just complete shutdown mode? Get really honest about the things that you know overwhelm you. Of course, we can't predict everything. We can't control every circumstance, but just taking a few moments to kind of reflect on things that you know could kind of trip you up is going to be the first place to start in helping you navigate your Christmas with a lot more intention and helping you bring the energy that it is that you want into the season, as well as knowing ways that you can protect yourself when inevitably things are going to trigger you and things are going to come up that, could make you feel very dysregulated. So for me, I typically am pretty calm, I feel like, over the holidays. This time of year is my favorite time of year. Looking back on my childhood, Christmas is one of my happier, consistently happy memories. Growing up, when I was younger, we had large family gatherings where we would all get together on Christmas Day and we would have a big celebration over turkey dinner. We would play games, we would sing, someone would be playing musical instruments. It was always a very happy time. My family was very joyful. We liked to laugh and carry on and dance and sing. It's truly some of my happiest childhood memories. So for me, one of my triggers that I know is just expecting everyone else to be as joyful and happy as I think everybody should be on Christmas Day. So understanding that, I cannot control the emotional dynamics of the room. I can't control what other people are going to do or how they're going to respond. So just being aware of how some of these things make me feel, and knowing that some people are not as into the holidays as I am, or, they don't express themselves as openly. And at the end of the day, it's okay. I'm also very aware that too much stimuli, whether that's noise or just like a lot of energy and a lot of personalities in the room, can be very triggering for me. And not so much that I'm going to be snapping at everybody, but more so that it just kind of puts a lot of pressure on me, and I feel very raw in the moment. So what I mean is I just always feel kind of like on the edge. I may not actually lash out at somebody, but internally I'm internalizing a lot of stress and a lot of overwhelm and a lot of overstimulation. So I'm not as present in the way that I want to be present with my family. I can feel that kind of everything for me often sits in my throat area because I often hold back a lot of what I want to say. So I know that these are signs that I am feeling overwhelmed. And the other thing that I know is just having too many expectations stacked upon one another. I host almost all of the family gatherings. I host pretty much every holiday, whether it's Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas. I'm doing the cooking, everybody's at my place, and I love being able to host and have a central hub for everybody to come together. But sometimes I do feel the pressure of that to make sure that dinner goes smoothly, that everybody's well taken care of, and everybody's happy. A lot of the times the pressure that I'm feeling is self-inflicted. But I think when you are hosting and you are kind of responsible to make sure the food is served on time, that it's good, that, people have drinks or whatever the case is, inevitably there is going to be some pressure there. So just naming these things ahead of time, having some awareness about what some of the things are that could potentially trigger me or throw me into a more dysregulated state, even if I'm not externalizing it internally, I know it's happening. Just being able to name it so that it doesn't catch me off guard when these things happen. Having awareness about what your triggers are is not going to remove your sensitivity to these triggers when they pop up, but it is going to soften the impact when you do have some awareness about them. The second one is when I get triggered, what am I going to do about it? What is my plan for when I get triggered? So the reality is I know I'm going to feel triggered some point over the holidays. So how will I manage these triggers when they do come up so that I'm not blindsided and I'm not letting it take over my energy and my mood and the joy and the calm that I want to feel for the rest of the season? So one of the things is it could simply be a mindset shift. So if there are certain personalities that often trigger you, maybe going into it and looking at it from a slightly different perspective, trying to have a different perspective on where that person might be coming from. Oftentimes I'm trying to tell myself that things are not personal. So reminding myself that what they're going through is not about me. It doesn't have to impact how I feel about my day or anything else that's happening. Another strategy for when triggers do come up is just sometimes removing myself from the situation or from the room when you can. So maybe it's just going to sit in another room for 5 minutes and just taking a moment to pause. Maybe it's going to lie down and have a nap if you notice that you're a little more triggered, you're becoming a little more reactive, a little more dysregulated. Maybe it's time to just break away and have a little rest. Ask some people if they can watch the kids if you have young kids, or check on dinner if you're cooking dinner and that kind of thing. And the other one is asking for help when you need it. I think sometimes we assume and we can feel resentful when we're looking around and we feel like we're carrying so much of the burden and so much of the weight of the pressure of the dinner and hosting and making sure everybody else's needs are met. Sometimes we hold that and people look at us and they think that we've got it all together. We don't need help. We look competent in what it is that we're doing, but they don't realize that on the inside, we're very overwhelmed, or we're feeling very stressed, or we're really desperately needing someone to step in and to take some of the load off. So just asking others for help in cases where they can pitch in, for example, can sometimes just help divert any resentment or triggers that can come up when you're feeling really overwhelmed and tired yourself. So it's not so much about this need to be calm over Christmas. It's more so a need to be attuned to yourself so you can check in with yourself and know the signs of when you're sort of reaching your limits, and then have a plan to protect your energy and to help get you back to a more regulated baseline state. So the third one is lowering expectations, and I honestly feel like this is probably the most important one, at least for me. I've been working on this one for many years. However, there are still triggers that come up, especially around personalities, things that are out of my control that still, trigger me from time to time. I used to go into the holidays assuming that nobody should be fighting, everybody should be happy and cheerful. And what I've realized is, especially like with kids, if you have young kids, this can happen with adults. Family dynamics can be crazy, especially when you get a bunch of people in the room who haven't seen each other for a while. Everybody's tired and dysregulated and overstimulated. But I think this is especially true for children. I have overcome this one now and I'm a lot better at this, but when my kids were really young, I would really struggle with them fighting and arguing over the holidays or not wanting to engage in traditions that to me felt very important. And then I realized, kids are kids and they get overstimulated as much as I do or as much as adults do. They're out of routine. They're indulging more in things that they don't normally eat. They're not getting as much sleep. They're overexcited. There's a lot of things going on. And to expect that they're not going to be dysregulated or get overstimulated or fight and have meltdowns and tantrums and all of the things is unrealistic on my part. So that's one of the things that I've really come full circle on. Another one that I still find tricky is just navigating certain personalities that for me can be really tricky to deal with. I think on some level we just have to expect that certain personalities are just going to be themselves and not every moment is going to feel magical. So what I've learned now is that when I expect imperfection, when I expect things to go a little haywire, to be maybe a little chaotic, to not go as planned, then I'm less triggered when things don't work out the way that I had expected or the way that I had hoped. So it's really about just lowering my expectations so that I'm less disappointed when things don't go a certain way and I'm not emotionally hijacked when things do show up. So it's just a mindset shift to help me not get so perfectionistic, because this is something that I still struggle with. I'll have a vision for how I want things to go. My mind gets hyper fixated on that vision. Probably overcomplicate it in some way because I want it to be perfect. And when it doesn't happen, then I'm upset or I'm stressed out. Again, I'm not always lashing out and externalizing this, but it may show up in more subtle ways. People may just sense that my mood is not as chipper or as happy, and I might be less approachable to others, which is just not the energy that I want to be giving off over the holidays. The fourth one is about nourishment. This is allowing myself to indulge without completely getting derailed. As highly sensitive people, we are so sensitive, not just to the energy and the stimuli in the room, but we're very sensitive to foods that are not nourishing and drink and all of the things. So I still want to enjoy my holidays. I want to enjoy baked goods. I want to eat some of the cozier comfort foods that I love to eat, like turkey dinner is one of my favorite things. And being from Newfoundland, we have a traditional jigs dinner. I make that at every holiday. So for me, this is something that I look forward to and I want to indulge. And even though I don't drink very often in my day-to-day life, during the holidays, if we have guests over, I like to indulge in, certain cocktails or some wine. But I also know that it's not really worth it for me to overindulge so much that my energy is completely wiped for the next day or two. It's just not worth it for me to have no energy and to be irritable and tired and just feel like the life force is sucked right out of me because I've overindulged. So I allow myself to indulge, but I don't go crazy with it. And here's the thing, if you do go a little crazy, do it guilt-free. Allow yourself to go a little crazy if that's what you feel is good for you in the moment. If you have some friends over, you're having a gathering and you want to go all in, go all in. I don't think any of us should feel guilty, but for me, what I have learned to do is to have like a gentle reset plan. So for example, if I go all in one night and I have too much to drink, I've eaten a lot of foods that I don't normally eat, and I know the next day I'm going to feel very tired, I'm probably going to have a crappy sleep because I've had alcohol and all of the things, then I know that the next day I'm going to take it very easy. I'm probably going to be having some lemon water. I'm going to be eating a little lighter for the next couple of days. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I think you can easily find a really healthy balance and just kind of tuning into yourself and knowing what's going to make you feel really bad and kind of weighing how much it's going to be worth it. So for me, just having the gentle reset plan, it's not anything extreme. It's not like I'm going on a detox or a 5-day cleanse. It's really just a few simple habits to help me reset so that I can get back to that equilibrium state, for me, that baseline that makes me feel like myself, like I have my baseline energy back, so that I'm not just feeling exhausted and depleted for the whole holiday season. So the fifth one is having a personal retreat plan. And I think this is one of the ones that I've not been good at doing in the past that I want to try to focus on this year. And that is just being able to step away when you need it, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling dysregulated. So I think this year, this is going to be like a non-negotiable for me. Just taking some time away, whether I'm just, journaling, I'm just reading, I'm just resting, just having a plan for decompression so that my nervous system can, again, get back to baseline and I can regulate and not do this as an afterthought, but as part of, the season. This is just something I do over the season. So that could look like just some quiet time alone. It could look like early nights, going to bed early, while others stay up. It could be just moments alone where I step away without over-explaining myself and just honoring that this is one way I protect my nervous system and how I can stay kind, not to just others, but to myself as well. So the sixth one is to choose one guiding value to get you through the holiday season. I think this one is essential because instead of trying to focus on everything and do everything right, you have like one guiding value to help you align with how you want to feel and how you want to show up for others and for yourself over the holidays. So for me, the guiding value this year for me is connection. So if I'm feeling super overwhelmed or I'm getting wrapped up in expectations and all of the things, I can come back to my guiding value of connection and I can ask myself, like, what do I need to do right now to feel connected? How am I honoring this value right in this moment? Or what can I do to help me honor this? For me, connection is about being present in the moment, not worrying so much. If I'm in my future thinking thoughts and I'm feeling anxious about how others are feeling or what dinner is going to be like, any of those things, then I'm not present in my body now. I'm in the future worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. And just reminding myself to come back to myself, whether that's just, again, a few quiet moments where I can just sit with my thoughts, being present with my kids and connecting with them through games and some of the activities that they love to do, sitting with family and friends and enjoying the moment without worrying about all of the things that need to happen or worrying about like the visual clutter and the mess and everything that, is around me. Just really focus on that connection piece so that when things feel very overwhelming or out of control, I can always come back to that feeling of what connection feels like for me and find ways to honor that in the moment. And if something I'm doing is compromising the value of connection, then I know that it doesn't support me. It's not what I want for this time in my life. It's not what I want for this season. And I can just let it soften or let it fall away. And the final one is to just set loving boundaries. And, it's okay to have some loving no's. If you are feeling like you've been going and your energy is low, you're feeling dysregulated, it's okay to say no to an event that's happening. It's okay to say no to a dinner or meeting up with a friend, whatever that looks like. But gentle boundaries also means saying intentional yeses to things. Yes to things that align with your guiding value for the year. If your value is connection, then maybe you say no to to a lot of things, and maybe now is the time to say yes. So it's really about just having fewer expectations and not having to over-explain yourself when you don't feel like doing something or when you do. So don't view boundaries as like these walls that people can't break through. Just look at them as how you're able to stay open for yourself and for others throughout the season without burning yourself out. So if you're a highly sensitive person who has resonated with any of the things that I've said here, then you might just be ready to give yourself the gift of calm this Christmas too. This isn't about creating a perfect Christmas. It's not about setting the expectation where we're going to be perfectly calm and regulated the whole season. It's really about honoring yourself and your energy and being attuned to how you feel so that you can make simple shifts, gentle resets, just do things a little differently, change the way you think about something or your actions so that you can intentionally bring the energy that you want to bring into the holiday season. If this resonated with you, I would love to know, what does a calm Christmas look like for you this year? Is it rest? Is it fewer expectations? Is it more boundaries? Is it more softness? Is it a perception change or a mindset shift? Share it in the comments below. I love to get inspired by what it is that you're doing in your life so that we can all learn together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you and your family, your loved ones, a calm, peaceful, prosperous holiday and new year. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again next time.